submerged in water for led their homes and destroying many properties. Following this incident, various questions have been raised as to the cause of the flooding. Many ascribed it to poor waste management practices, while others believe culverts and drainages around the flood-prone areas are narrow and clogged. In the wake of the development, several allegations and counter-allegations ensued among stakeholders in charge of managing the environment. So on this week's edition, focus will be on ascertaining the remote cause of recent flooding in Ondo State, notwithstanding early warnings from NIMET, the challenges and intention of government to secure the state from disaster. My name is Joy Pius. A devastating flood swept through Ondo City, Ondo West local government area on Friday, 5th October 2024, destroying property valued in millions of naira. The heavy downpour, which started at about 2:30 p.m., sacked major roads and streets including Itanla Road, Lipakala Road, Okeodunwo, Oluwabamikole, Odojomu, Bethlehem, Ganifaweyimi, Okeidera, Ironlowo, Ife Garage, St. Andrews, Ife Road, Iluyemi, among others. Itanla and Lipakala areas are the most severely affected, with many vehicles, motorcycles, shops and valuables submerged in the flood. Local residents attributed the flooding to clogged drainages and water channels, which hindered the free flow of water during the heavy rain.
owó gbogbo ilé ni irúfẹ́ bíríìjì báyìí ó ti kéré fún gbogbo nǹkan omi wọ̀nyí so àdé street wide ní ó ti block àríbó gbà wọlé so abẹ́ àwọn ìjọba ká lè ràn wá lọ́wọ́.
ṣáàjì láti station ibi tí mo ti ń tajà ìgbà tí mo ṣe wá ni mo wá dé mo wá fẹ́ wá ṣe program ni àgbà táwọn mi sọ pé kí má wọlé o kí má wọlé o mo ní kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ wọn lómi ti kún wọn ní kí n dúró síbi tí mo wà o mo ní òkè mo dẹ̀ dúró síbẹ̀ àwọn ọmọ mi gan wà nínú ilé orí sílì ni wọ́n wà àwọn méjì títí bí aago mẹ́wàá àbọ̀ yẹn àti wá stop mo wá wọnú ilé omi yẹn gan ó dé bíbá mi mo ṣáà wọlé wọn lọ kó àwọn ọmọ mi síta.
akọ̀fin bí a ó máa ṣe díẹ̀ kábẹ̀ kúrò lórí ẹ̀ náà pàtàkì realize pé omi yẹn bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní wá látòkè bíbá a sá kúrò gbogbo bí ìyá wá sínú ṣọ́ọ̀bù omi yẹn dùn pé wọ́n mú ṣọ́ọ̀bù yìí ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ láti gbéra ká sá kúrò orí èké yìí ló gbà wálẹ̀ lánàá ìbá àjọṣe ó dé ẹnu bẹ̀yẹn tí máa wọnú ẹ̀ ní bíbá yìí ó wà ní lẹ́fù mi bíbá ó lágbára gan àríwẹ̀ ó kó gbogbo mọ́tò tó wà bí ó kó mọ́lẹ̀.
Findings by the tracker year in year out reveals that blocking of drainages and canals had been a major factor causing flooding in major parts of Ondo State, which is made worse by indiscriminate dumping of refuse, inadequate enforcement of environmental laws, and failure to adhere to legal waste management structure for efficient waste disposal, collection, and management. Preparatory to the rainy season in 2023, our findings showed a state capital with many drainages across the city blocked with wastes, while others were taken over by weeds. As the 2024 rainy season built up, the tracker again probed into the state of the environment to ascertain that flood triggers have not been activated to wreak havoc. It is worthy of note that Ondo State government has in past years put measures in place to curb cases of flooding. Such efforts include the purchase of 3 amphibious excavators for dredging waterways. These, no doubt, yielded tremendous results. However, the recent flooding in Ondo State has begotten many questions. Though the state government in quick response to the disaster deployed machineries to the flood-prone areas in Ondo for dredging, the public are curious to know what went wrong and how the wrong is being addressed to avert future occurrence.
It's a general weather menace or issues confronting every part of the country, as it were. But in different cases, one had seen that even when the meteorological agency has given their own warnings as regards flooding for the year because of the climatic conditions and all that, people and even agencies that are involved have not taken measures that perhaps would mitigate against such happenings, or even when the attendant consequences would come, what exactly we expect to be done most times are not done. The issue is not the reasons for all this is not far-fetched.
The level of literacy as regards our environment is very low. Even despite the fact that NAME must have informed us of imminent flooding, we still discover that it's only the very few that are quite aware of the environment that will put their mind to it. People might want to say that, don't mind them, that just like it was in the time of Noah, when it was even prophesied that God will use water to destroy the then world, people still don't see it as a point of warning to put up. They were caught unaware. So I want to put it as the environmental literacy around there is very low, because primarily people they look for what to eat. They pay less attention to the environment, and so it is not. We are not such an organized crime that people
as preventable tragedy. In a press statement, the CEO, Dr. Abiola Bashorun, took a critical stance. The statement reads in parts: Please remember that there was an incident at Ore last year, and considering the proximity of Ore and Ondo, there are supposed to be proactive steps taken to avert a spill of the same incident to Ondo that has now happened. Since that incident, nothing has been done despite several memos and pleas through the Special Advisor, the Ministry of Environment, and address that matter, all to no avail. It further reads, it goes without saying that the recent flooding in Ondo City is enough proof that the Ministry of Environment has been ineffective in the handling of its core objectives. One would expect that channelization of the connecting channels in Ondo, such as Fagun, Itanla, among others, should have been decongested of waste and debris long before now. The company's MOU with the state government has since been terminated based on alleged lack of capacity, inefficiency, and consistent frivolous claims for work not done. These weighty allegations and counter-allegations spurred the tracker's visit to the Ministry of Environment to get answers to pertinent questions surrounding the MOU and factors that led to the flooding in Ondo.
Formerly, Ondo State government engaged not only in the area of waste management, also in some other area in ecology control. So that was before my assumption of office on March 2nd, 2024. I think she was not visible in any of those engagements. And when I came on board, based on the reports on my table, we have no choice than to terminate our contract. When she was given the contract, the report shows she was handed over. She was handed about 24 to create work for the state. But for 6 years now, it was nothing like 5 million. So all she was doing was just collect money from government and been doing the public way. So nothing was done in battle, which was against the contract signed, and at a point there was a lot of contradiction regarding a claim and that of the Waste Management Authority, and so many things happened, which when looking at the contract signed, she violated so many parts of the contract, and the government have to take decision to relieve her. But the government contract with her was from 2019 July to 2023 June, and they were in 2024. By the terms of that contract, when such expired almost a year before I resumed, she's supposed to hand over the government equipment, even though there is going to be any other renewal. At least you hold it what you have given to somebody to be managing for you. But she didn't, even the ministry didn't know where she kept all those equipment, so they couldn't locate it, so they were just guessing it could be this place, it could be this place. So, and when I came, I wrote her to display some of these equipment for us to see and take our stock, even though she was not having contract with us. But she refused, and at a point she locked the doors for the ministry to have access, communication access. And at that point, how can we give somebody work and not short you not to have access to her? So we have no choice than to approach Ministry of Justice and see what we can do, even though she already took the ministry to court, and that was how we invariably secure court order.
If the government has said, okay, their fingers are there for incompetence and lack of fulfilling the memorandum of understanding and operation as it were, they should at the same time provide a solution, a quick solution immediately. Maybe they should enlarge the scope by allowing some other enterprises who are interested to bid for that job, because we only have that private ZL who has been doing the job for a while. But I don't see them as a major reason, because there is to just pack refuses, and at the same time what laws and sanctions, even from the local government, are there for those people that are caught putting all these refuses where they are not supposed to be put. So we expect a total holistic approach in trying to solve the problem.
The flooding may also have been connected to narrow drains and culverts, which the Special Advisor to the Governor on Infrastructure, Joseph Babalola, said would be reconstructed to ensure the area is shielded from flooding.
The contractor will get to site at Okeoduwo for that construction of that culvert. What we need to put there is remove the culvert to accommodate water that's actually flowing. So that there were 3 weeks ago, my people actually been here, and the contractor we took him down and then to analyze the whole thing to him. But immediately I got here today, I called him that we have to report here immediately, and then let's say evening of today or tomorrow we'll get to site. But the main challenge is that we'll not be able to do much because of the rain. But I promise the grace of God, the next 2-3 weeks, by the time the rain goes down fairly, yes, that will commence.
The Commissioner for Environment, however, assured the people that the state government is working relentlessly to ensure a state free from flood.
When we had this prediction in May, we organized a stakeholder meeting to avert possible flooding in those states, and that's why you see the government deploying all the necessary machine across to ensure that we didn't witness this horrible situation. So we also see some vital areas that we have already penciled out for channelization, which also confirmed that our work plan is adequate. So we know it was heavy, the load was heavy, and everybody can testify to that. All the major DMDs they have to do to put 1 or 2 actions in place for us not to have that, I think we're all there, and we started working. But the most important thing is where we are presently trading. We are going to complete that between the next 2 days. then you can move to the town. So if there is any terrible rain of such, we know that it will not be stopped anywhere. It has to be moving, and the money is flowing. The money is flowing and not disturbed. So you can be rest assured that no matter the volume of rain, there is going to be a waterways that will take it to the next the receiving water body. We want to advise our people to share all this attitude and also listen to what the Mission of Environment is saying when each time we are coming out for our sensitization program.
Citizens of Ondo State are desirous of more efforts that will be sustained for a long time in the interest of the people.
The NIMET cannot do more than they have done, but there are some other stakeholders along the long chain of maintenance of all this flooding who exactly are supposed to take care of it. For instance, the agency that is involved in packing of refuges where people dump them, so to find out where those refuges eventually are dumped, there should be